My name is Andy Arnold. I'm the commander of the VFW Post 4820 located here in Port Neches, Texas. Uh, some things about us, what we're trying to do today is make sure that Memorial Day is not just one of those holidays that gets overlooked. We're trying to make sure that each and every American remembers why we celebrate Memorial Day, and that's for the memory of our fallen war dead. We want to try to make sure that everybody passes this down from generation to generation. And that's why we meet out here in cemeteries like this today. We have ceremonies to make sure that we don't forget. The VFW Post 4820 has about 225 members. We're always looking for a few more. So if you're eligible, please look us up. Also, we were established in 1945. We've been around here for a long time, and we're not going anywhere. So if you have any ambitions to do services like this, let us know. Morning. My name is Andy Arnold. I'm the post commander of VFW Post 4820 over in Port Neches, Texas. I'd like to welcome everybody out today for this Memorial Day service. Before we get started, I'd like to give recognition to the author and creator of life, Jesus Christ.
Will you join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I place this emblem of eternity. Its colors bespeaks life everlasting. Thus do we immortalize
Thus do we immortalize the brave deeds of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who have given their lives on land and sea and in the air.
Members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as POWs and MIAs, our comrades in arms. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families today. So we join with them in this humble tribute. The table is set for one. It's small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against an army of his suppressors. We remember. The single rose in the vase reminds us of the family and friends of our missing brothers who keep the faith while awaiting his return. We remember. The yellow ribbon on the vase represents the yellow ribbon worn on the lapels of thousands who demanded with unyielding determination a proper accounting of our brothers who are not among us today. We remember. A slice of lemons reminds us of their bitter fate. We remember. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless fallen tears of families as they wait the return. We remember. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us today. We remember. The chair is empty. They are not here. We remember. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope, which in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors, to the open arms of a grateful nation. Let us pray to the Supreme Commandant that all of our comrades will soon be back in our ranks. We remember.
To thank all of you for being here for this very important yet somber occasion. We have joined together this Memorial Day ceremony for the opportunity to celebrate and honor the many men and women of our military who died while protecting our nation. As we take this day to give thanks to them and quietly contemplate their ultimate sacrifice, we realize how markedly inadequate our attempt to pay tribute to them really is. There are no words that can properly reflect the magnitude of what their sacrifice has meant to our nation and the amount of love, respect, and honor that we hold deep in our hearts for them. Our intent today is not to speak on the glory of battle or to pay homage to the heroes or icons, but rather to reflect on the person behind the deed and remember all of our fallen comrades for who they actually were, people just like us. They were our fathers, brothers, sisters, sons and daughters, and friends, all of whom held true to the values upon which this great land was founded and shared a common belief in freedom, justice, and liberty. It is our duty to remember their sacrifice and keep their memory alive. We must remember and reflect on the lives they left behind, the next door neighbors and the kids who lived down the block. They were high school quarterbacks, cheerleaders, and even some class clowns. Some of them were teachers, police officers, firefighters, plumbers, and even some physicians. They were of every race, creed, and color. They came from every corner of our great nation and from other countries as well. Together they defended, protected, and advanced the cause of freedom. They were different in many ways, yet somehow all the same. They were unified in spirit and united in purpose and mission. The men and women who we honor today did not choose the events of the world and the circumstances into which they were thrust. Rather, the circumstances and events of the world chose them. It is a fact of life that freedom is not free. Throughout our nation's history, there has been a heavy cost involved in preserving our way of life. As a nation, we have shouldered the cost, and for many generations of men and women who fought and died for freedom's sake, it came not as a burden, but as a duty. Regretfully, the sacrifices our brothers and sisters in arms are sometimes forgotten and disregarded, especially by those who have gained the most from it. History has proven that the heavy fist of tyranny and terror still tries to shackle many countries that are enjoying relatively recent freedom and democracy, if not for those we honor today. Perhaps it should be mandatory for every citizen of every nation that has benefited from America's valiant efforts on their behalf to tour the final resting places of America's war dead located in Normandy and other cemeteries in France, Holland, Belgium, Italy, North Africa, the Philippines, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Panama. It is those hallowed and sacred grounds that remain a silent testament to America's commitment to freedom-loving people everywhere. Stated, we have gone forth from our shores repeatedly over the last 100 years and put wonderful men and women at risk, many of whom have lost their lives. And we ask for nothing except enough ground to bury them in. Today, it is up to us to make sure the legacy of our nation's fallen is passed from this generation to the next and to all generations beyond. We must ensure that the youth of tomorrow have an awareness and understanding of who it is they should likewise honor and exactly why they should honor them. To do any less is to betray the memory and sacrifices of our dead. Let us leave here today knowing that our destiny as free people is entirely up to us. Let every deed and act of each of our days be guided by the memories of those who gave their lives for our future freedoms. And may their sacrifice continue to inspire us and fill us with hope. Back to the living. And that's just what we do every day. We thank y'all for coming out. I'd like to give a special recognition to the Sons of Confederate Veterans, to the Southeast Texas Veteran Service Group, and to the Community Band of Southeast Texas. And each and every household here tonight or today, thank you for coming out. We appreciate every one of you.